I'm Managing Editor Kim Schmidt. Welcome to On the Record. Here's a look at what's currently impacting the ag equipment industry. Purdue University's Ag Economy Barometer, which measures producer sentiment on the health of the ag economy, showed improvement in April. After a series of declines from October through March, the April reading rebounded sharply, coming in at 106 versus a reading of 85 in March. The university says growers are feeling better about the recent improvements in commodity prices, which is good news for farm equipment dealers, as commodity prices and grower sentiment are key to a pickup in ag equipment sales. In addition to commodity prices, timely rains in the Great Plains and favorable spring weather in the Corn Belt contributed to the outlook improvement, according to Purdue researchers. While grower sentiment improved, farmers don't believe they are out of the economic trough yet. When asked about their expectations for their farm's financial situations over the next 12 months, a majority of producers believe that bad times are still ahead. And the April survey of agricultural thought leaders revealed they are generally more pessimistic on the current state of the ag economy than producers. Nearly 90% of thought leaders expect bad times financially across the sector, compared to 70 to 80% of producers with the same outlook. Dealers on the move this week are Dragoons Farm Equipment, Kearney Planters, Noteboom Implement, Hultgren Implement, and Palmer County Implement. Dragoons Farm Equipment, a single-store Case IH and Kubota dealer in Moores, New York, has joined the Manitou Dealer Network. Thamesville, Ontario dealer Kearney Planters has joined the Horsch Dealer Network. John Deere dealers Noteboom Implement and Hultgren Implement have announced that they will merge for a combined total of 8 locations in northwest Iowa and southeast South Dakota. One of Claas's leading forage harvester and hay tool dealers, Palmer County Implement, is expanding its product support portfolio to include the Lexion Combine range and will now service the West Texas area previously covered by Warren Cat. Now here's Jack Zemlicka with the latest from the Technology Corner.
Thanks, Kim. As the field of data management service providers in agriculture becomes increasingly crowded, more attention is being paid to companies that can provide a tangible return on a farmer's investment. This is an approach that Kansas-based FarmMobile is taking with a new data monetization pilot program called DataStore. The company plans to collect field data on 250,000 acres of Minnesota farmland and develop electronic field records, or EFRs, that will contain 1 year's worth of detailed planting and harvest data notes. Once stored, the farmer-owned data can be shared with dealers, agronomists, or crop insurance agents. But the platform also allows farmers to sell a licensed copy of their data. The pilot program will allow farmers to sell completed EFRs for a guaranteed return of at least $2 per acre, according to FarmMobile founder and CEO Jason Tadji.
It's always the farmer's choice. If we're not monetizing any data without a farmer explicitly saying, yes, I want to do that. And that's an important thing to understand because people get nervous and scared about, okay, if I use this system, are they just going to sell my data for me? No, we're not. We're going to give you the opportunity to sell it if you choose.
The initial cost for the data collection program is $1,250 per year with a 3-year subscription, which covers the cost of the machine-agnostic hardware installed on a farmer's equipment. While the company guarantees a minimum $2 per acre return for data sold through its platform, any profit beyond the $2 is then split 50-50 with the farmer and FarmMobile. Back to you, Kim.
Thanks, Jack. Kubota dealers were the only group in Ag Equipment Intelligence's April Dealer Sentiments and Business Conditions Update Survey to forecast a sales increase for 2016. According to the survey, Kubota dealers are calling for a 9% increase in sales for the year. This compares to an 11% drop in sales forecast by all dealers. Since September 2015, Kubota dealers have forecast an increase in sales every month except January. The April survey had 275 respondents, 13% of whom carry Kubota, from across North America and representing combined annual revenues of about $8 billion. Rocky Mountain Equipment, Case IH's largest Canadian dealer, reported its first quarter results on May 2nd. Total sales for the quarter were down 14% versus the first quarter of 2015. New equipment sales for the quarter were down nearly 29%, but used equipment sales were flat for the quarter. The dealer group reduced its used equipment inventory by $10.9 million, or 3.8%. Rocky President and CEO Garrett Gandon believes their customers are in a good position. He says, Western Canadian agriculture is a strong market at present. Farmer balance sheets are strong, commodity prices are healthy, and overall grower sentiment is positive. In these favorable market conditions, it will be incumbent on Rocky to show our customers the kind of continuing value proposition we can provide, be it new and used equipment, product support, or our ancillary services such as precision farming. And in that regard, we feel confident that we have the right team in place to keep Rocky as the safe, dependable equipment partner of choice in Western Canada. Trimble reported its first quarter earnings on April 28th. Revenues for the company's Field Solutions segment, which provides precision farming technology, came in at $106 million. This represents an 8% drop versus the first quarter of 2015. Total revenues were flat for the quarter at $583 million. Trimble CEO Steve Berglund says while the Ag segment was down for the first quarter as expected, their view for the rest of the year is for relatively flat sales consistent with last year's revenue. He adds this may contrast with equipment manufacturers' views, but is the result of new products, strong performance in some regional markets, and expected actions in the aftermarket. He says there are dynamics at work for Trimble that contrast to a simple correlation to new equipment sales. For example, the number of aftermarket units installed worldwide on equipment more than 2 years old is running at over 50% of the total, and a substantial portion are going on units over 5 years old. And now from the Implement and Tractor Archives, the horse-drawn McCormick Deering No. 7 Hillside Harvester Thresher, first built in 1925, had a leveling device on the outer wheel that could be changed at any time as required. The header was free to pivot to accommodate the varying slopes. The machine weighed in at 7,500 pounds and could be operated by 2 people. The machine could also be adjusted to be pulled by a crawler tractor. As always, we welcome your feedback. You can send comments or story suggestions to kschmidt@lessitermedia.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.